Marcy Tooney and Safran, her partner with the last name is Safran or something like that. And they own a bunch of restaurants along 13th Street north of Walnut, and then also down by Locust and 13th, like Little Nona's and stuff like that. Dara Thai restaurant, soft opening. So this is 1213 up here. This is a building, high-rise building that's, you know, seems fancy. You'd be surprised, like people wind up in all kinds of places for all kinds of reasons. And technically, say you had a partner or a husband, spouse, whatever, you could both, like, you end up splitting the rent. So in a way you can afford twice as much. Also, some people might go in, like for students who go to Jefferson University Hospital or University of Pennsylvania, 4 students might decide to rent out an apartment together, and it would be sort of like, as long if you have 2 bedrooms, they would even like double up. That would be like dorm-like to have 2 beds in each room. It's like it could be done, you know. Wow, Chipotle is the hot spot for delivery bikes for DoorDash and similar. They're usually hanging out at Dig over in my neck of the woods. There's a place called Dig, and there's tons of e-bikes in front of there waiting for orders to come through. You can kind of see whiteness or sleetness. Hopefully, you know, don't go slipping all around, but it's a little bit snowy. Hopefully it'll come through. But wow, I can't believe how many delivery folks are over there at Chipotle or however you say it. Chipotle chicken. Didn't know that, good to know. It's a hot spot, I would call it, because sometimes orders come through more easily at certain spots. Keep going straight. So sometimes orders come through more easily at, say, Chipotle apparently, or they're allowed to sit there and no one will complain. Maybe sit up at the bar, at the window. In Dig, it's pretty quiet inside, so people can sit there and wait for orders to come through, because it's kind of like you pick up orders, or they're like dispatched, if you will, and all of a sudden you have to grab it really quick. You know, there's an order, blah blah blah, at Dig, you know, there's an order at Dan Dan, there's an order here, there's an order there, and you have to accept the order really quick, and hopefully you can get it before anyone else. I don't know exactly how it works, but you probably rotate around, like round robin, and you know, you have a couple seconds, or, you know, upwards of 15 to 20 seconds to accept it, and then they might move it on to someone else if you don't see it or what have you. I can kind of remember, I did actually DoorDash for a while. I was just using an electric scooter, which is technically you have to have an e-bike and hire these days. E-bike, a sit-down like scooter, moped, or car. But way back in the day, you could even walk during the pandemic. That's what I understand. I worked for Ship then, but in Florida, I use my mom's car. So, anyway, I can recall like not seeing my phone because I was in transit on my electric kick scooter, and realizing like, you know, the order was sitting there for maybe a couple minutes. If everyone's busy and no one picks things up, you know, I'm not sure how long they'll hold it for you, but it is kind of this knee-jerk reaction, and of course people want to make as much money as they can, and it becomes addictive. It's almost like a gambling mindset, because you want to pick up the order, you want to pick up the order, you want to pick up the order, you want to pick up the order. I need to make this money, I need to make this money, I need to make this money, and you get tips and stuff like that. So that's how it operates. And of course the company is working on a bottom, you know, they're looking at their bottom line, and they want people to pick up orders as much as possible. You know, safety kind of goes out the window, and it becomes more about how quickly can people pick up orders. So wow, it looks like it's snowing here. Shall we walk through? It's a little slippery in there, so we'll avoid this little decorated area, the slippery tile. We don't want to get into slip and fall Lundy Law, you know, so funny. Anyway, we're heading up to Ludlow, which is what I call the Drug Enforcement Agency Mecca. I was told to use the word Mecca. And why do I say that? They have Federal Donuts, they have the Gerard, which is an apartment building complex, if you will. The actual Girard Avenue in Philadelphia is kind of a cutting point. Once you go north of Girard, you're gonna find a lot of drugs. Also Can Opiate over here. So Brian Sims used to have an office down here, but an Opie is in cursive by Hilton. You know, a hill ton of cocaine piled up somewhere, or whatever drug of your choice, you know what I mean? And there's Federal Donuts. Are we gonna go through Wayward? So down there they have the Wayward, down there where the orange bikes are, if you can see that. It's just past the canopy. That's part of the canopy. They have a restaurant outdoor-ish. I don't know if they have an indoor section to it. But, you know, somebody went wayward, they wound up on drugs. They have Mom's Organic, Naked Lunch, you know, Iron Hill Brewery. It's, you know, Taco District, Dish of Taco, whatever. All these things can play into, you know, a drug theme, if you will. I used to work in the building that is now a Canopy Hilton Hotel. It used to be filled with a bunch of services for, like, I worked for Women in Transition. Be careful, please. You know, so many people get hit on these things. So anyway, light went out over here. So technically, right, I can see little snowflakes in here. Do we want to? So this is like a. So snowflakes, how about that? Isn't that exciting? My fingers are a little bit cold. So we'll go over here really quick just to get the signage. We have to wait for these cars. Oh, come on. Then we have to make a right. There's Hard Rock Cafe. Usually I would go down that side and come back this side. So I didn't wear I have a tear rolling down my right eye from the cold weather. Sometimes that happens when it's cold, so I'm not sure why. But anyway, wow, it's definitely sleet-ish. So. Hard Rock Cafe. This is a big step down here, so you have to watch your step when you come around here. Reading Terminal clock. Even though Reading Terminal Market is through. You can go through this building. It's on the other side of this building behind it. So, but Hard Rock Cafe, Dunkin' Donuts, Pennsylvania Convention Center. Are we going all the way down? And this is Philadelphia's attempt to look like New York City, to have these billboards. That's something they're proud of, I guess. So